What's going on, everybody? It's Gary from Final Round Training. I'm here to bring you episode number 2 of our series, Heavy Bag Training for Beginners. In this episode, we're going to cover movement and control of the heavy bag. Stay tuned. Alright guys, now in this episode we're going to go over the movement and control of your heavy bag. Now, when you're working a heavy bag, you always want to make sure you're moving around the bag. We're training to fight. You're never going to just stand in front of the bag and start throwing punches, so you should constantly be moving. We're going to go over the movement. We're also going to go over the control of your heavy bag. When you're hitting the heavy bag, it should not be swinging all over the place. It should be nice and controlled. If you watched episode number 1 where we went over the punching, we want you to get that snap on the punch, and when you do that correctly, the bag doesn't really move around. It kind of stays in place. So we're going to go over that, and then when it does move, how do we use our movement to our advantage? Here we go. Alright guys, step number 1 is we're going to go work over the control of your heavy bag first. If you're controlling your heavy bag correctly, the movement around your bag should be a lot easier. So, number 1 is control. We want to make sure that we're always punching correctly. I don't want to punch through the bag. We went over that in episode 1. But now, every now and then, the bag is going to move. Let's say I threw a 4-punch combo and I threw all my punches correctly, right? You see how after I did that, the bag is swinging. And this is about as much swing as you ever really want on your bag. If I punch the bag during the wrong time, what's the wrong time? The wrong time is here. When the bag is closest to me, if I punch, I'm just gonna continue to make the swing worse. And this is what we see a lot of people do. Do a combo and now look, this bag is swinging even worse because I'm punching the bag when it's the closest to me. When you want to learn to control your bag, you have to punch the bag and stop the movements. I want to punch the bag when it's the furthest away from me coming towards me. I want my punch to meet the bag right in the middle. And that's going to stop the swing. So let's do that 4-punch combo again. I'm here. The bag is swinging. I'm not going to punch here right now. Now I stopped the swing or slowed it down. If I throw a bigger combo, let's say a 1-2, so if I did it again, the bag is swinging, I'm gonna wait. Now I stopped it even more, and I can continue to work the bag without it interfering, swinging into me. So number 1 is learning the timing of your punches, making sure that you're never punching the bag when it's close to you, and you're gonna add to the swing. Instead, we gotta stop the swing. We're gonna punch the bag as it's swinging towards us and meet the bag in the middle. That's step number 1. All right, now, step number 2 is using the swing for our movement. When you're fighting, fighters are either gonna come in or back away from you. And I need to either, as a fighter, learn to defend and back away, or if the fighter's going away from me, I gotta follow them in. So we're gonna use the bag to train that. This is a really effective drill to train your movement in and out. We're gonna take advantage of the little swing that the bag has. And remember our distance. What's my distance? Here. So when I hit the bag, it's gonna swing. When it's here, I'm gonna move away. I'm gonna kind of go with the bag. So watch, I'm gonna do my 1-2 again, here. When the bag swings, I'm gonna come out, come in. Come out, come in. The reason I'm doing this is because at all times, I'm making sure I'm at the right distance. You see that? So if I did it again, 1-2, I'm gonna make the bag, let's just push the bag so kind of go through the drill. The bag is swinging, I come out, I come in. I come out, I come in. I come out, and look, I can hit. Full extension, full extension. Notice that all I'm doing is keeping my distance the whole time. So this is a really, really good way to practice your distance while practicing movement on the heavy bag. So one more time, we throw that 1-2 just to get the bag to swing a little bit. Then I come out, come in, come out, come in. Now what's gonna happen is the bag eventually will stop swinging. So we have to add some punches to it to keep the swing going so I can continue to practice this drill. So I'm gonna do 1-2, come out, come in, come out, come in, come out, come in, come out, come in. And that's your first drill, practicing movement on the heavy bag, as well as step number 2. All right guys, now step number 3 is moving laterally around your bag. The best time to do this is when the bag is swinging towards you. Again, sometimes when we do our big combos, the bag is gonna swing at us. We practice moving in and out with the bag. Maybe now I wanna practice moving around. So when the bag is swinging towards me, it's the exact same as an opponent coming at me. And sometimes when your opponent comes at you, I can't just always back away when they're coming in because I'm gonna end up hitting ropes or a corner and I'm not gonna be in a good position. Instead, once they start coming in, I pivot out of the way. I circle around so that they have to chase me that way, and that avoids me hitting the corner. So we practice that with the heavy bag. We're gonna do the second drill. Drill number 2, you're gonna do a 1-2-1-2 combo so that we get that little swing in the bag. And as soon as the bag starts swinging towards you, I'm gonna move out of the way. When I move out of the way, now the bag is swinging in front of me. So look, I'm at my distance the whole time. The bag's never coming towards me, even though it's moving. Okay, so we're gonna do that again. Drill number 2, you're here, 1-2-1-2. As soon as it comes at me, I come out of the way. And then if I want to, I can keep working from here, and eventually what will happen is the bag will kind of start moving at me this way again, right? Now I'm gonna go the other way. Same thing, now the bag is swinging in front of me. Look, I'm at my distance the whole time. I can continue to work and throw punches on the bag. So, your second drill to practice lateral movement, I'm gonna do 1-2-1-2. Pivot out as the bag swings towards you, and then I can keep working the bag. When they start swinging at me again, I'm gonna come around the other side. I'm gonna keep working the bag. Drill number 2. All right, guys, and the last and final step, step number 4, is using the swing to our advantage to throw punches. So every now and then, I want the bag to swing a little bit so that I can practice maybe a movement with a counter. A perfect example of this is throwing a hook. I'm going to punch the bag and make it swing, come out of the way, and then look, as I come out of the way with the hook, I'm gonna do it this way because it's a little easier for you guys to see. If the bag is swinging like this in front of me, I wanna time the bag when it's coming right here so I can throw a hook and meet it in the center. So I'm gonna start the swing here, or let's do it this way. I'm gonna start the punches here, make the bag swing. Then I'm gonna pivot out of the way to throw the hook while the bag is coming in. This is a great way to practice your movement, practice your bag control as well, because I'm controlling the bag. I'm making the bag swing a little on purpose so I can come to the side and load up with a big hook. So we're gonna stick with our 1-2-1-2 combo to get the bag to move a little bit. 1-2-1-2. I'm gonna come out of the way, wait for the bag to come, then throw a big hook to stop the swing. Now I can do the same thing on this side. I'm using the swing to my advantage to load up on my hook. That's step number 4. All right, guys, now just to recap on everything. When you're controlling the bag, we want to make sure that you're not letting the bag swing stop you. The number one thing we never want to see any of you do when the bag is swinging is stop it so you can keep going. That is a sin. We don't do that, not up in here. So instead, what you want to do is use your punches to control the bag. If it's swinging at you too much, wait for it to come at you, throw a punch to stop it. Now, with that being said, there are times when I want the bag to swing a little bit, like we showed with the hook, so I can come around and practice throwing the hook, which is very similar. Let's imagine we're fighting and someone throws a hook, I duck under, pick an angle, and go to the side. We don't always punch straight, right? If I'm punching here, you throw a punch, I duck under, now I'm on a different angle. So we practice the same thing on the heavy bag using the movement. And again, we don't stand still. Notice that the entire time I was working that bag, I showed you different ways to move around, when you should move, when the bag is swinging at you, or to move to set up counter punches and things like that. And once you've already moved, one time here, I load up, I throw my hook, I just stay here, keep working, work my way back over, come over, work my movement, change angles, and that's gonna make for a much more effective workout session. All right, everybody, and that's it for episode number 2, covering your movement and control of that heavy bag. Episode number 3 coming out soon. We're gonna cover combinations. We're gonna show you a bunch of different combinations that you can throw on the heavy bag and different ways that you can try to start mixing it up to make your training a little bit more fun while you're on there. Now, as always, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. You doing that helps us keep this channel going. We cannot express how grateful we are to all of you as our subscribers and followers. Thank you so much for your support over the years. Now, if you are completely new to boxing, if you're a complete beginner, you're watching these videos and you're thinking to yourself, man, I really want to move like that guy, I want to punch like that guy, well, I got something for you. Click the link in the description below where you can have access to my course where I will teach you step by step how to start moving and training like a fighter so you can one day look just like that and get the most out of your workouts. Click that link below. I'd love to work with you. Stay tuned for more, guys.